Lennox Lewis versus Lionel Butler.
Now he's ready. As Denkin gave instructions, Pepe Correa, Lennox Lewis's former trainer, stared at
Butler entered the fight overweight at 261 pounds, 30 pounds heavier than when he began his 16-fight knockout streak in 1991, and was dominated by Lewis throughout. Butler started aggressively, landing a hard right hand in the first minute, but Lewis used his height advantage to outbox Butler and won the first 4 rounds on all judges' scorecards.
You're making yourself the same height as your opponent.
Lewis punch. Crowd begins to boo at the slow pace. Butler tries that left hand and takes a right. Looks a lot like the old Lennox Lewis.
Oh, no changes at all.
Now he's just counter puncher who made you commit and then got you. And that's what he's trying here.
And this right hand that Butler has can, even if you cover it up, hurt you.
Quick right hand inside. Doesn't remember to get himself back in position after he throws it.
And he's doing a little more left hooking.
Butler landed a left hand. Lewis cracked with a right. Round 4 begins. Second half of our heavyweight doubleheader this evening. Lionel Butler lands a left hook and comes.
He cracks you 2 or 3 times. Woo!
2 right hands right there. Butler is trying to
In the 5th round, Lewis ended the fight almost immediately. He dropped Butler with a right-left combination right after the bell.
Another hard right hand and down.
Butler got up, but after a clinch and a warning to Lewis for a shove, Lewis continued to dominate. He knocked Butler down again with a right hand just before the round ended.
I've never heard a referee talk so much in the ring in my life. What is Marty Dinkins doing?
Better here as he goes along. And that right hand might be enough to finish it.
The referee stopped the fight, declaring Lewis the winner by technical knockout at 2:55 of the 5th round.
Body out of position.
The finish of the fight, as Lewis will first pound him into the ropes with
That
right hand.
hurt right.
Lennox Lewis versus Justin Fortune.
How good is Lewis going to look here? He's expected to get...
Lewis had an 8-inch height advantage over Fortune.
What a massive, only world heavyweight champion this century. Trying to get in range. It almost looks like a middleweight, 13.5 stone.
Fortune's got to make...
Fortune going for broke, hoping that it's
Sure with that right hand, but if he can measure him with a jab, he can land with the right.
not yet anyway.
No, I think he's got to try and get Fortune on the end of the jab first.
He should have done anyway. If he doesn't, the critics will have a go at him. Good body punch. Lewis sporting this new coming to play. Just stung into a bit of action, Lewis. And he says that he's more focused now in the brilliance. Justin Fortune. 2 other reasons, as you might have read this week.
After Lewis landed 3 consecutive right uppercuts to the chin, Fortune stumbled back and down against the ropes. The referee waved off the fight without a count in the 5th round.
The corner to go out and get the job done now. Oh, right uppercut was a great shot. Fortune took it well and came back with it. Breaking the spirit and resistance, and there's a lot of it. Fortune is caught here and in terrible trouble, and it's stopped. Oh! Now he really has got the McCall defeat out of his system. It's good policy, isn't it, to keep him busy?
It certainly is. He's got to keep going against the right.
Lennox Lewis versus Tommy Morrison.
How to ease his way into a bout, not looking for the big punch.
In a cautious first round, Lewis used his left jab effectively. In the 2nd round, he knocked Morrison down with a left hook, leading to a standing 8 count and a cut on Morrison's eye.
Lewis just misses with a right hand, and now there's blood at Tommy Morrison's right eye. So the little left hook from Lennox Lewis that put Morrison down. Both fighters more aggressive now.
Morrison needs to move his head more. He's making himself a still target for Lewis.
In with it.
There's another good left hook by Lennox Lewis, and as he goes right after straight right after the opening exchange, but another good.
Lewis continued to dominate, winning rounds 3 and 5 with knockdowns.
Punches so he can slip them and get inside. Once he gets inside, he has to stay inside. That right there.
Case he won't get inside.
Well, there he's inside. He can block the jab. Go
One step in that direction.
I can tell you one more thing that I can see. Morrison is getting a little closer to Lennox. This means
Left eye, but he's starting to connect more and more frequently with those right hands as he steps inside. Not always shown in his career.
he'll have to be very careful of that right hand right
And
there.
that's what Tommy just tried to do, countering over the jab with the right hand. Punches. Morrison maybe landing the harder shots, although there was another hard left hook by Lennox Lewis. He's never been noted as a left hooker.
And that means you're that much further out of your own range.
Morrison
Over now, expression on his face. These things play a big role in a boxing ring because sometimes that you don't even have to want to get him out.
under a minute in round number 4. Fifth round by Lewis.
Despite Morrison's strong fourth round, Lewis dropped him twice more in the sixth.
There's a monumental uppercut.
Morrison has the I give up look on him. Lennox knows it. Lennox is just going to keep coming.
A statement here anytime.
In pleading his own case, has not been a factor so far. Down goes Morrison again, and
The fight was stopped after Morrison's third knockdown, and Lewis won by technical knockout.
Lane's getting the stoppage here. You get that sense. Down goes Morrison again, and I wonder. That's the fourth knockdown of the fight, and that'll do it.
All he had to do was hit him. This first one, that's the jab that really did the damage.
His eyes at this point, and once again you'll see the jab do the damage there, followed by the finishing right hand.
Almost the same thing I did to Pat Zilzin. He let Morrison punch till he had him tied.
Lennox Lewis versus Oliver McCall 2.
Behind on the scorecards, that was here as well. Stewart goes on to
Lewis controlled the first 3 rounds with his left jab and occasional right hands.
of his turbulent emotions the last time around. McCall effectively followed the fight plan, but
The look of intensity on McCall's face, he looked like he was in labor. He's been much...
try to maul him as he's done a couple of times early on. What about Lennox Lewis's jab, George Foreman?
He won't have any problems at all. Just keep his right hand at home until it creates itself.
That time he hooked after faking
Now that we see Lewis in the ring with trunks on,
a little high.
Can have Oliver McCall slinging and going wild out.
round 1, kind of a feeling out round.
Reluctant because of the earlier fight in that right hand. Let this guy rush him. That's when you get yourself hurt.
And Lewis demonstrates exactly what Benton talked about. Hard right hand by Lewis.
When McCall was charging him.
And McCall ducks his head and looks away. The uppercut here in the second round. That's going to slow down McCall's
Lewis is doing some more than anything else, trying to wait. Right hand was delivered a lot quicker.
He was in rehab for one of at the beginning.
McCall, landing only 26 punches, ignored his trainer's instructions and walked around the ring instead of returning to his corner.
Away from him and invites him to attack. This is a bizarre scene.
In the fourth round, McCall refused to engage, covering up and walking away from Lewis.
Doing anything. This has been by Lewis. McCall able to take it even though he had his hands down.
Despite Lane and McCall's corner questioning his desire to continue, McCall did not fight back in the 5th round. Lane stopped the fight, awarding Lewis a technical knockout victory. Lennox Lewis versus Andrew Golota. Lewis dominated from the start, using his jab effectively and landing a powerful right hook that stunned Golota and drove him into the corner. Lewis followed with a 6-punch combination that knocked Golota down. Although Golota got up, he was unsteady, and Lewis quickly launched a 10-punch combination that sent Golota down again. Referee Joe Cortez stopped the fight after just 95 seconds, awarding Lewis a knockout victory.